Welcome everybody back to Monster GM YouTube series. Today we are taking on the arena tour as 10 of our diecast monster trucks are getting ready to battle out here tonight's Monster GM YouTube series competition. Welcome to Diecast Motorsports everybody as we get ready to go with all 10 of our competitors out here lined up, ready to go diecast monster trucks. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Our lineup out here tonight will consist of Adam Anderson, Christian Anderson, Grave Digger, Mike Vauders Jr. and Overkill Evolution, Mike Vauders and Black Stallion, Todd LeDuc, Monster Energy, Buddy Tompkins, Raising Cane, Roy Purgenson, and an Ice Cream Man. Go Goose. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry everybody. Samuel Lawrence's Ignite, Jim Kohler and Avenger, Corey Romell and Rage, and Brad Allen and Brutus. Now we're about to get started out here tonight with Corey. Also, like I mentioned, Corey Romell and Rage making its Monster GM YouTube series debut. Now let's get ready for some Monster GM YouTube series action. Alright, so anyways, first we'll start off with our intros. And then we will start off, and then we'll do our shot for our first competition, racing. And whoever wins out will be the first competitor going up to the overall event championship. Then we'll have our Monster GM freestyle competition, which will be in two parts, which will be either will either be in one video or two videos. Racing will be in its own separate video, and so will freestyle. So let's go ahead and get into Monster GM intros. This is Monster GM YouTube series. Alright, so anyways, like I said, our first competition out here tonight is going to be Monster GM Racing. Each truck will have to jump over a small stack of two cars in order to take the win. The first competitor to take the lead, the first competitor to cross those cars is going to be your winner. Alright, buddy, without further ado, let's get into this racing competition. Round 1 racing, we'll start off with Adam Anderson and Christian Anderson and Gravedigger in the lane 1. Going up against in lane 2, Mike Vauders Jr. in Overkill Evolution. And Overkill Evolution is gonna take the win. And our first race beating Christian Anderson and Gravedigger. Next up, in lane 1, we have Mike Vauders and Black Stallion. And lane 2, we have Todd LeDuc and Monster Energy. Oh, and Todd LeDuc will go over, taking a crash there. As Mike Vauders and Black Stallion will take the win. Moving on to round 2. Todd LeDuc taking a loss there. Round 1, Monster GM Racing. We have ourselves quite a few upsets so far out here tonight. Christian Anderson, Gravedigger, already being knocked out. And Todd Duke, Monster Energy, being knocked out. In lane 1, it's Buddy Tompkins, Raising Cane. And in lane 2, Junior McNeil and Ice Cream Man, 2 teammates going up against each other out here tonight. And Ice Cream Man is going to get the win, beating Raising Cane, but it will not matter because that is a truck team, a free truck team, and they have free trucks out here to take down tonight's competition. Next up, we have Samuel Lawrence's Ignite. Now this is day 2. This body had gotten destroyed yesterday from harsh conditions of weather. Now it was not raining, but Samuel Lawrence had a pretty hard freestyle out here yesterday. Christian Hope is filling in for Samuel Lawrence. And lane 1, we have Jim Kohler and Avenger, Mr. Excitement, making his debut back out here in Monster Jam YouTube Series. Last time you seen Monster Jam YouTube Series, Jim Kohler had an encore for the... I'm sorry, I cannot remember. I'm probably about to say this wrong, but 25 years of Avenger. And we also have Samuel, Christian Hope, and Ignite in lane 2. So here we go, Monster Jam Racing. And that was a very close race. And your winner is Ignite. Christian Hope and Ignite will be taking a Monster Jam Racing win out here in round 1. Jim Kohler, Avenger, being knocked out. Alright, next up from Team Scream Racing, it's Corey Rommel and Rage. Also from Team Scream Racing, Brad Allen Brutus. Rage making its Monster Jam YouTube Series debut. We get lined up to go for Monster Jam Racing. Alright, here we go. And Corey Rommel, Rage taking the win. And Brad Allen Brutus will be knocked out as we go into our Monster Jam Round 2 racing bracket. Next up, it's Mike Vaughters Jr. Overkill Evolution up against Mike Vaughters and Black Stallion. Once again, it will not matter for this team. Whoever wins, that is going to be because these 2 trucks are in a team. So it's going to be good either way for whoever wins this. And both trucks will collide as Mike Vaughters Jr. will take the win from his father and Monster Jam Racing. But Black Stallion will be having an utter go at it up against Corey Rommel in Rage. So, he might still be in this. Next up, it's another team matchup. Amelie Oil, 2 Amelie drivers going up against each other. Christian Hope would be driving Wolf's Head, but now driving Ignite this season, or this show. Roy Bergenson and the Ice Cream Man taking on the next. Taking on the next racing bracket up against Samuel Lawrence and Ignite. Here we go. Monster Jam Racing. And Roy Bergenson will be taking out Christian Hope and Ignite. And Ignite will be having some damages there on the body. And Raising Game will be going on up against Overkill Evolution. Now this is our Monster Jam Racing semifinals. And first up, it's going to be Corey Rommel and Rage up against the Black Stallion. Here we go. We're going Monster Jam Racing. And Black Stallion will actually make a comeback, and now we'll be moving on to the championship race. Corey Rommel Rage will be knocked out. And next up, we're about to see who's to be going on to our Monster Jam championship race. Next, and in lane 1, we have Roy Purchison and Ice Cream Man. And in lane 2, it's Mike Waters Jr. and Overkill Evolution. And we're going racing right now. And Mike Waters Jr. will take the win, going up against his dad again. Once again, in Monster Jam Racing, the championship race. Ice Cream Man flipping out of control. Right back into its parking spot. Each truck's going to turn around so that way they can get ready for freestyle. And now it's our championship race, father versus son. In lane 1, we have Mike Waters Jr. and Black Stallion. And in lane 2, we have Mike Waters Jr. and Overkill Evolution. And we're going racing. And your winner is, since it was pretty hard for me to tell, we're going to have to look at which truck made it further. Your winner is Mike Waters Jr. and Overkill Evolution. And yesterday's racing event, Avenger took the win. But tonight, it looks like Overkill Evolution is going to be your Monster Jam Racing winner. And a little celebration freestyle there from Mike Waters Jr. Now, make sure to stay tuned for part 2 of Monster Jam Freestyle as we get ready to go next. We'll see y'all guys in part 2 for some Monster Jam Freestyle action.